Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Quarantine or Nicole if you're new here, and I create digital art. It's been a while since I last posted. I apologize, kinda. If you follow me on YouTube, then you most likely follow me on some other social media platforms, so you know that I haven't been quiet, I've been around. But one of my goals for the next year is to post more on YouTube because I love video content like this. I love YouTube's format. I'm always on YouTube, like watching YouTube. And so it'd be really cool to grow this community here as well. I just need to be a bit more consistent with it and carve out more time for editing. But I'm here now and you're here now. So let's get into this video. Before I start listing a bunch of stuff, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. If you just came across this video, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment. I promise I will post more on YouTube. And thank you to all my patrons. I love you guys dearly, and I really appreciate all the support that you give me. I'm gonna start off super basic and pretty obvious, but the first item that I love is the iPad. The iPad is an absolute favorite of this year. I do have another drawing tablet in my room. It stays there on the desk upstairs. It is an XP pen. It's 22 inches. I do love that piece of machinery a lot, especially as I'm working on a graphic novel project for a client that I've been commissioned for. That's like such a helpful tool to have. But I would say that the iPad wins over that because it's touchscreen and it's portable. And that as an artist is like a game changer for me, at least, because like I love to be able to draw wherever I want. And I also love the ability to zoom in and zoom out by just touching my iPad and not using a really random shortcut on a keyboard. So the iPad has my heart. Now, I use Procreate mostly on the iPad, and my favorite custom brushes, there are 3. One is by Jing Sketch, I believe the name of the pack is called. I'll link it below or put it somewhere in the video. That one's really good. Haley Cat has a brush pack that I got off her Patreon, but I believe it's on Gumroad now. I'll link that one as well. Those 2 brush packs I use a lot, like every single day. And then I'm really into by Vigalia's brush pack. I am an affiliate, so I'll leave you guys a code below. I think you get 10% off if you use my code. And her brush pack is amazing. I don't use it as frequently as I use the other 2, but when I do use it, it's like such a game changer. And I love to see how other artists use her brush pack when they're creating black hairstyles. So check that out. Another thing that I find really helpful is this like iPad stand that I got off of Amazon. It's from a brand called Capcom, and it's just small and it can be compact, so it can also travel. It took a lot of strength. But it can also travel with you. And so if I get the chance to like draw at a friend's house or maybe in a lounge or a coffee shop, I bring this with me because it's not too heavy. It's actually not heavy at all. And I stick it on my iPad and I have my entire home set up in a random fucking place. And so those 2 together, love it. Another really random item is this like iPhone holder. Oh, wow, my heat just came on. Another really random item that I use a lot is this iPhone holder stand that I got off of Amazon, and it was recommended to me by Nana Design over on Instagram because I was always curious how she got her Instagram lives to be so stable. And so she sent me in the direction of this thing right here. And it's also pretty flexible. It also requires some strength to flex it. But I love that because it can kind of be wherever you need it to be. And then also this part right here is pretty adjustable. So no matter how wide or how thin your table is, this can pretty much adjust or accommodate according to your table size. So I love this. I use this for my Instagram lives, and I also use it for filming TikTok sometimes if I'm not really feeling like a tripod situation, or Instagram Reels. So I would definitely recommend this little holder thing. Another really cool thing to get is a solid sketchbook. I tried a couple of sketchbooks this year, but I always came back to the Moleskine sketchbook. I have 2 sizes here. I like the bigger one better, but yeah, I think this is a pretty much like an art classic. I just love the texture of the paper. It's not great for watercolor. It's not great for really thick layers of gouache. And markers bleed through, so it's hard to understand the chokehold that this sketchbook has on me. But I love the texture of it. I love the way that pen and pencil works on it, which are my 2 mediums for sketching. And yeah, like it's really fun, and I like that. So these 2 sketchbooks, I got them. I always order the wrong size, hence why I have 2 different sizes right here. So now I just get them from my local art supply store, which for me is Blick. So I just kind of go down there and I grab that in person. And then my favorite utensils, I guess, to draw with would be these 2 pieces right here. I have a really good black ink pen, which I think is very important if you're an artist, a good gift as well. But I use the Uniball Vision Elite. I got it from my local art store and I really love it. Don't know how to really describe it, I just like it. And then I also love this like multicolored pencil that I got from my local bookstore. And so yeah, these 2, if you see my sketchbook tour, the latest sketchbook tour was uploaded onto Patreon, but yeah, I use these a lot, so that's fantastic. And while we're sticking to sketchbooks, this is kind of random, but I love these like mini like film cameras that you get from like Urban Outfitters or Target. And yeah, I think it's such a solid gift, one, like 100%. Whenever I have to get a gift for someone, I don't know what to get them, I always get them one of these. Because it's so handy, it's so petite, and the pictures are always like so just like fun and cute and vintagey. But the reason why they're in this video is because recently I've been taking the photos that I take on this and putting them in my sketchbooks. And so my sketchbooks also kind of operate as like a mini album, which I really like. And so not all of them do I put here, but like a lot of them, like, you know, those like random photos that you take that you don't know where to put because they're not good enough to be on display. But you also don't want to throw them out. I put them in my sketchbook. And so that's why I would recommend this, because it's just like a really cool thing to add to your sketchbook. And it's fun to look back and see like, oh yeah, I remember this dinner in Miami, like what fun. Not so great when you have tons of photos of your ex in here. That's not really fun, but c'est la vie. The next item that I want to talk about is this Himi Gouache Set. I love this. I didn't use it as much as I wanted to this year, but when I did use it, I fell in love with it. It's pretty affordable, I think. You get a lot of paint in here. I don't want to open it because I don't want to get my hands dirty. But I'm sure you've seen it all over like Instagram and on YouTube. It's like the Jelly Gouache Set. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun and it's cute, and I really like it. So hopefully you or a loved one will as well. Favorite art books for the year. One of them I got off of Audible, so I don't have like a physical copy with me, but the book is called Big Magic and it's by the author of Eat, Pray, Love. And surprisingly, like it's not really my genre of book, but surprisingly I really, really do like it because it is, I don't know, like it was a really refreshing perspective on creativity and how creativity is a life source of its own. She argues that creativity is like a sixth sense, and I've never heard that argument before, but it was really cool to think of creativity in that aspect. I found that book like honestly life-changing, so would definitely recommend it. Another really cool book that I loved was the Snot Girl series. I follow Dairy Free, I think her name is, or Leslie Hung. over on Instagram. And so if you do, you're pretty familiar with her Snot Girl character. This is her comic book. I don't think it's new, but I just discovered that she had a book that came out, and I think she has like 2 or 3 books. I have the first and the second one, and then I want to order the one after that. And yeah, I just find her art really inspiring. I think it's fun. It's like, I don't know, like, again, whenever I mention artists that I admire, it's not necessarily that I want to draw exactly like them, but I like the way that they're able to make their characters seem charismatic. Like, I love the charisma that they bring to characters. So yeah, love that. And then my other favorite book of this year, well, there's 2. One is the Avatar art book, but I don't know where it is in my house and I can't find it. I looked for it and I don't know where it is. But the second one is Into the Spider-Verse. I've mentioned it before on my channel. It's just, again, it's amazing. The second movie trailer just dropped on either today or yesterday at the time of this filming. And so, yeah, I would recommend this book to anyone who's into art or anyone who loved the movie. It's a really good display book if you want to have like a new coffee book for people to come over, because it's really fun to flip through. Like, whenever I feel kind of like bleh about art, I go to this art book. So, recommend. Another really random item that I have is my yoga mats. If you're an artist, you understand that drawing after long periods of time, your back really hurts, and other parts of your body. Like, it's really minor aches. And the way that I alleviate that pain is by daily, like 10-minute to 15-minute yoga. And I feel like every single artist, if you have the physical ability to do so, should practice yoga every single day. It's just deep stretching, and it alleviates so much of the body pain that I experience from hunching over and drawing. And so yeah, if you're an artist, if you know an artist, they don't have a yoga mat, get them a fucking yoga mat, because it will change your fucking life. And then there are 2 yoga people that I follow on YouTube that I find very helpful. Yoga Cassandra? Her name's Cassandra. Like, Yoga Cassandra or something, that's her name. And then Yoga with Bird, or Yoga Bird. My favorite artist of the year would have to be Ali V Art or Alice V Art. I didn't look any of these things up before I came up here and started talking. But I love their work so much. I love their use of texture, of color. I love that they can do really detailed pieces, but then also bring it back and do really like sketchy, loose pieces. Like, I think those are 2 different skill sets, and their ability to flex between both of those skill sets, it's like absolutely phenomenal. Again, it's not like I want to capture her style and draw exactly like them. It's more so like, I want people to look at my art and feel the way that they feel when they look at their art, you know? Like, I love it. So that's another favorite. The last thing that I have is my favorite art projects that I worked on this year. If you know my art history or art story, I got back into art in March of 2020 or April of 2020, just to occupy some of the free time that I had during the beginning of the pandemic. And now I'm here. Now I'm being commissioned, and I've worked on some really cool projects. I'm working on a webtoon with a girl that I met online, and I am, trying to polish up my own characters, my own webtoon eventually. And I am so happy with the direction that I'm going with my art career and being an art influencer. Like, if you told me when I was 17 that this is what I would be doing like 10 years later, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have told you, like, no, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be in med school, rah, rah, rah. And those things are still really cool accomplishments or really cool things to strive for. But I feel so much happier now that I've discovered this space and have built a community and I'm a part of a community that I'm obsessed. Like, I'm absolutely obsessed with what I do. And I hope that I can continue to do this forever, or for as long as it brings me happiness and joy. And I hope that I can continue to find success in it and be able to support myself financially. With that being said, my favorite project of this year, I have two. One would be completing the 365-day art challenge this year. I finished that around the summertime. I posted everything that I finished onto Instagram, and I could do another video actually about like tips and tricks for how to complete the 365-day art challenge. I could do that. But yeah, 100%, that was amazing and it changed my life. And then another project that I'm really proud of is the coloring book that I worked on with 14 other artists. It's called Melon Magic, and you can get it on Amazon, and if you want like an ebook, you can find it on Vigalia's Gumroad. It was really cool, like seeing the different types of ways that people approach coloring in like our pieces. That was really fun. And it's just really cool to have like a hard copy of something that you fucking created. Like, that's so dope. But also, I met so many cool people. Like, the collaboration of working with other artists and that ability to do so. Like, I met so many cool, amazing artists that some I was already kind of following, but now I got to know them better. Others I was introduced to. And some people like were my art idols, like Likelihood Art over on YouTube and on Instagram. Like, I freaking love her art. And now we're in a book together. Like, that's insane. I'm like a little flustered because whenever I think about it, I'm just like, I can't believe I did that. Like, I can't believe this was done. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. These are all my favorite art stuff for the year. Yeah. I never know how to end these. You can find me on YouTube clearly, but you can also find me on like every other social media platform. I'm on Instagram primarily. I'm on Twitch weekly, which I love Twitch. I love streaming. It's actually so fun. I love streaming. I'm also on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. And I'm on Patreon, which if you want to follow me on Patreon, I have tutorials, step-by-steps, whips, behind the scenes stuff for my OCs, and then other like random stuff. I actually do love Patreon a lot. And shout out to the babes who are watching this. And so yeah, you can support me there. But like I said, you can find me on every single corner of the internet, same name everywhere. Yeah, that's it. So thanks so much for watching, like I said already, and hopefully I will post again soon. I feel like one video a month is doable, right? Yeah, I can do one video a month. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.